Alright guys, I'm going to release my hand over the camera and we're going to be going about 65 on the freeway. You ready? Here we go. And I have a couple announcements to make. And I'm going to get over here, God willing, in the fast lane once all this traffic passes me. Okay, two things. Number one, I took you guys up on your dare. You guys dared me to do something and I did it, and I have it recorded for you to listen to watch it. So I'm going to tell you about the dare that you dared me to do and I did it, and then also I'm going to talk to you about Saturday. Tally is having a Stickum meeting. You'll see it pop up in about 4, 3, 2, 1 right here. Tally Stickum channel. I'm going to be there also. I can make it because they're doing it at 10 p.m. Listen, Eastern time, guys. 10 p.m. Eastern time, which that makes it what? I think that's 7 p.m. my time. I'll have to check. I'll make sure I'm there, Tally. And that's this Saturday, and you'll see, you've seen Tally's channel pop up. And we're going to be there. We're going to be discussing the Bible. If you're a non-believer, come with an open mind, open heart. Do not be faithless, my friends. If an ex-atheist like me can come to believe that the Bible is 100% accurate, that Jesus Christ is the Son of God, so can you. And I do this based on proof and evidence. So I'm going to be going through some things there, scientific facts that the Bible knew about before science found out about them. Yes, I will be going through this on the Stickum channel. Now, let's pick up some speed, and I'm going to tell you about something really funny I did that you guys dared me to do. Now, as you know, let's go in this way. As you know, I do a radio show right here, shotgunnow.net, and I did a show recently called The Madness of Atheism. The Madness of Atheism, where I talked about why I left the humanist religion of atheism and how there was no proof or evidence to support its accuracy. It really is just an opinion. Atheism is man's way to rebel against God. It's not all intellectual and intelligent. It is madness. Now, I proved this two ways, and then I'm going to talk to you about what I just did. I called into an atheist radio show. 4 of them, 1 of me, and I got them basically to show the madness of atheism. And by the way, we have what's called Santa Ana winds today, very strong winds, so I may have to keep both hands on the handlebars here. Okay, on the show that I did called The Madness of Atheism, click more info or go to the links below and you'll see it there. I took calls where I asked atheists, please call up and provide proof and evidence that atheism is accurate and correct. That's an honest question. If we are to deny Jesus Christ, the Son of God, and wow, it is getting very windy right now, blowing me all over here, then I have to have proof and evidence before I deny the historical, most famous person in the world, Jesus Christ. Well, none of the atheists called into my show and provided proof or evidence. In fact, they admitted that they could not. It's basically, in their words, they said it was faith. Isn't that funny? Atheism using faith. Okay, so then I got a lot of you saying, well, Shock, you did excellent on that show. Even the atheists agree on my show I did excellent. But they challenged me, why don't you call into an atheist radio show and ask that question? They'll have an answer for you. And here's what I predicted, and I'm going to tell you where you can listen to my call on this atheist radio show. Go to shotgunnow.net and click top shows. Top, like how you spin a top. T-O-P. Go to shotgunnow.net right here and click top shows, and you can hear my call into atheist radio show. Now, before you do that, let me tell you what I predicted they would say, and they said exactly what I knew they would say. Atheists love to talk about what? Santa Claus. especially if they have Santa syndrome. What else do atheists like to talk about? Unicorns and leprechauns. So I told you guys, I go, watch, I'm going to call up, they're not going to provide any proof and evidence, and I'm going to ask again and again, and they will fail to provide proof and evidence live on their radio show for all of the world to hear the madness of atheism. So, sure enough, I call up, you can hear me calling up, I call up to the show, and I ask them what proof or evidence can you provide, and they start talking about Santa Claus and unicorns. It was absolutely hilarious. And then another funny part of the show is I asked them, and I don't know them personally, so I don't hate them or anything. I even tell them on the show I love them. But what was absolutely hilarious is I asked the atheists, why are you guys so obsessed with Santa Claus and unicorns? You love them. And they were all quiet. Now, another thing too that you'll hear on the show is I tell them that I love them. And I ask them if they love me, and they don't answer. But the most startling, glaring, loud statement they made is that they have zero proof and evidence that atheism is accurate and correct. Zilch. Nada. All they have is unicorns and Santa. Now, I used to be an atheist, you guys, and this is why I left the humanist religion of atheism. It is madness. It is just man rebelling to God. It is sinful man rebelling to God. Atheism does not deserve respect. It's a humanist religious cult that is evil. I've proven it on my radio show. This is my opinion. I'm entitled to it. Satan invented atheism in the Garden of Eden. You can read all about it. He talks about atheism in the Garden of Eden. That is a cool jet coming in right here. I don't know if you can see it. Okay, now speaking of humanism, the guy tries to redefine atheism, and he goes, well, first, before he would answer the question, which he never did, you know how long I asked this question over and over? 16 minutes. 4 atheists, none of them could provide proof or evidence that atheism was accurate and correct. They called me psychotic, a religious fanatic, yet they're the ones that have no proof and evidence. I have proof and evidence that Bible scripture is accurate. Atheism, my friends, is madness. And I've proven it not just on my radio show, but on their radio show. So, by the way, when I say it's humanism, the guy disagrees with me, one of the 4 atheists. And he goes, well, you don't understand what atheism is. I used to be one. I know what it is. It's madness. And I tell him that on the radio show. And he said, well, you're saying it's humanism. And I said, are you saying that atheism is not humanism? And if you listen closely, he never answers that question. He avoids it. So these are some things why people really should leave atheism. I'm going to be talking about some of these things when I was an atheist, some of the fallacies of atheism at the Stickum meeting that we're having on Saturday. Last but not least, last but not least, I almost hit something. Last but not least, what you'll hear on the show really is atheism is just an opinion. However, I, as a Christian, I have all types of proof and evidence, historical evidence, archaeology, that backs up the Bible's claims. 100% of it. I'm going to be talking about this. But, oh, by the way, listen to my radio show, where the radio show that I called into, the Atheist Show. Go to shotgunnow.net, and I'm blowing all over the place right here. And that's why I'm keeping my hands on. Well, let me do it real quick. Go to shotgunnow.net, click top radio shows, and you'll see a link there that says top radio shows. And you can hear me exposing the madness of atheism. God bless you guys. Maranatha.